Some new details emerging in connection to the murders of 4 University of Idaho students killed more than 2 weeks ago. At a vigil last night, the father of one of the victims saying Kaylee and Madison died together in the same bed. And it comes after conflicting reports made by the county prosecutor, with police now saying they do not know if the home nor the victims were targeted. The prosecutor had said they were targeted. Senior national correspondent Brian Entin joins us live tonight from Moscow, and we are answering more viewer questions. We asked you for them at the top of the hour. So, Brian, Michelle is asking, won't the police find their best lead in forensic trace evidence from defensive contact made by the victims?
Yeah, you would think. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. We've asked them all sorts of detailed questions about that, and they're not giving us that information right now. The most we know are some details that came from the coroner a couple of weeks ago when she said that some of the victims did have defensive wounds on them. So you would think that the killer's DNA would be on the victims. Hopefully that's something that they're testing behind the scenes right now.
Okay, so Brian, Jill is asking another viewer, what is the actual timeline for Ethan and Xana? Is it a secret?
Another very good question. I don't know that it's necessarily a secret, but there is a gap, at least that we know of. Police might know more that they're not telling us, but they were at a fraternity party very, very close to here, about a 5-minute walk away from here. And we know that they were spotted at that party the night before the murders, but we don't know that they stayed there. They didn't get back here to the house until around 2 a.m. And there's still these questions about where they were in the interim. Last time I interviewed police, they said that that's one of the things that they're really hoping the public will come forward if they have any information about.
All right, so here's another question, Brian. This is from Nichole. She is asking, does the Sigma Chi house have cameras on the outside or even inside to see who's coming and going? And I believe the Sigma Chi house is right across the street from the house where the murders happened, right?
Yeah, it's not far at all. Actually, if you want to pan real quick, I'll show you, Nichole. It's the fraternity house. It's right over there. You can kind of see in the distance. Beyond these houses here, there's kind of a white field, and then the fraternity house is right there on the other side. I haven't seen any cameras, surveillance cameras over there. We've looked a couple of times. It's possible that they're just not easy to spot. But I've said it before, this is a small town, not a lot of crime. Not a lot of places have security cameras. If you live in a big city, you're used to pretty much everyone having a camera. That's really not the case here at all.
All right, so Brian, here's the last viewer question we have for you today. This is from Jen. She wants to know if any of the trees look like they're climbable, or even possibly that someone could climb and peep into one of the upstairs windows.
So the trees, I mean, yes, they're climbable. What I find interesting is on the back of the house, there is a balcony. And it's not low enough that you could just easily jump up onto it, but it's also not that high. If you had a little ladder or a step stool, it might have been possible to get up on that balcony. It's possible the slider was unlocked up on that balcony because it was technically up on the second floor. So that's a way the killer could have gotten inside. I don't suspect that it involved the tree, though.
All right, Brian Entin live for us on the scene. They're answering viewer questions in Moscow, Idaho. Brian, thank you. Great reporting as always. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.